morning. You're watching the Hawks News Network for Thursday, March 24th, 2022. I'm your host, Joey. We'll get started with the news in just a minute, but first let's take a look at the word and quote of the day.
Hi, I'm Ashley and I'm here with another important figure in women's history. In November 1916, 4 years before the 19th Amendment guaranteed the right for women to vote, Jeannette Rankin of Montana became the first woman elected to the United States Congress. Rankin's career in politics began as a student volunteer with the local women's suffrage campaign in Washington state. Preparing for a referendum on voting rights, in 1910 Washington became the fifth state to adopt women's suffrage, and Rankin's work on the campaign led to a job as field secretary with the National American Women's Suffrage Association. In late 1910, Rankin learned that the women's suffrage resolution was about to be introduced in the state legislature. During a trip to the state house, however, Rankin discovered that the voting rights resolution was in fact part of an elaborate hoax. Rankin ended up convincing a lawmaker to introduce the resolution anyways, and in February 1911 she became the first woman to address the Montana legislature when she testified in support of women's suffrage. Her effort single-handedly convinced much of the Montana House to support the measure, reviving the state's long-dormant suffrage movement. During her time in Congress, Rankin served 2 non-consecutive terms in the House, which coincided with World War I and World War II. She fought to make sure that the troops had what they needed to fight. However, she was best known for her votes to keep America out of both wars. Rankin was also an activist who worked to expand voting rights for women, to ensure better working conditions for laborers across America, and to improve the health care for women and infants. During her second term in Congress, Rankin entered the 77th Congress. She served in the House alongside 6 other women, including veterans Mary T. Norton of New Jersey and Edith Norris Rogers of Massachusetts. Before the Congress ended, 2 more women won special elections to the House. After Congress, Rankin divided her time between her ranch in Montana and her cabin in Georgia. She eventually resumed speaking engagements and grew increasingly concerned that America was exploiting underdeveloped countries overseas. Drawn by the nonviolent protest tactics of Mohandas K. Gandhi, Rankin traveled abroad, including to India. During the Vietnam War in January 1968, she led the Jeannette Rankin Brigade, a 5,000-person protest march on Washington where she presented a peace petition to House Speaker John W. McCormick of Massachusetts. In 1970, the House celebrated her 19th birthday with a reception and dinner. In addition, in 1972, the National Organization for Women named Rankin the world's outstanding living feminist. At the time of her death on May 18, 1973, in Carmel, California, Rankin was considering another run for the House to protest the Vietnam War. That's it for this time. We'll be back with another important moment in women's history.
Current and former ASL students are invited to attend the ASL and Deaf Awareness Night during the Orlando Magic vs. Cleveland Cavaliers game on Tuesday, April 5th at 7 p.m. Tickets are being sold through RevTrack, and your $30 cost will include tickets to the game as well as coach bus transportation. Food and drink will be on your own. We will be selling tickets only until March 28th, so get your tickets now. The senior and parent meeting that was scheduled for Tuesday has been scheduled for today at 6 p.m. in the auditorium. Seniors interested in Grad Bash can pay online through RevTrack, full payments or pay in installments, or see Dr. Johnson in room 205. Grad Bash is April 30th. Tickets will be ordered 2 weeks prior to the date. Senior Day trip to Busch Gardens is scheduled for May 18th. Tickets can be purchased online through RevTrack or see Dr. Johnson in room 205. Tickets will be ordered in advance. Remember, Hawks, if you have your learner's permit and would like more time behind the wheel, sign up for the free Behind the Wheel program. Applications can be found on the Student Hub under General Information, the Lake Minneola website under Information, or you can pick up one from Miss Miller in the front office. If you have any questions, you can see Coach Wood in the gym or Mr. Hall in room 1255. Learn to be safe out on the road and pass your driver's license test. That's all for today, Hawks. I'm your host, Joey, reminding you that Hawks are always honorable, academically focused, wise, kind-hearted, and successful. We'll see you again tomorrow.